Hello everyone. Last class we reviewed vector addition. This class we're going to review vector subtraction. So this lesson I have two vectors. Vector 1, 120 volt at 0 degree. Vector 2, 120 volt at 120 degree. Same with the polar form, we can get the same rectangle form. By converting polar form to rectangle form, we also use trigonometry. Vector 1 is 120 plus j0. Vector 2 is negative 60 plus j103.9. We mentioned before, when we do adding, subtracting, we always use rectangle form. So, same table I made here. X, Y component of each vector. We put the vector 1's x, y in there, put the vector 2's x, y in there. But remember, this time we doing subtraction. So I put a subtract number indicating down there 120 subtract negative 60 gonna give us 180. We subtract a negative number equal to, we add the positive number down there. So we got a 180. Y component, 0, subtract 103.9, give us negative 103.9. That's our resultant of the final total for the two vectors subtract each other. I draw these two vectors down here. Vector 1, 120 at 0 degree. Vector 2, 120 at 120 degree. The resultant in rectangle form is going to be 180 subtract j103.9. We did the same thing. We tried to convert the rectangle form to a polar form. Same trigonometry function, x, y component, square, take the square root, give us 207.8 volts. Almost equal to 208 volts. The angle, we still use the tangent function, opposite over adjacent, so y over x. Negative 103.9 over 180. Give us negative 0.577. To the negative tangent function, we can find that the angle is equal to negative 30 degrees. So the resultant vector in the polar form is going to be 208 volts at negative 30 degrees. So here's the indication for this vector on this diagram. And the length of this one will be equal to the length between the two ends of vector 1 and vector 2. It's going to be parallel with when you connect that two vector ends to end. Now, let's look at this number, 208 volts, negative 30 degrees. We are electricians. On the job, we usually don't care about the degree. But if any of you want been working with three-phase system. You remember the most common three-phase system is 120 volts for the phase voltage and the 208 volts for the line voltage. That's the one we call 120, 208 three-phase 4-wire system. So next class we're going to introduce you to the three-phase system. If you have any question, you can contact us online or send an email to us.